Back in 1950, Taiwan found itself with a GDP per capita trailing behind poor countries like Haiti, Madagascar, and the Congo. The shadows of war were cast as the government leaned towards military priorities over development. But look at Taiwan now, a remarkable transformation against all odds. Today, its median wealth per adult stands second only to Japan in Asia. Globally, it secures the 5th spot for net financial assets per capita. So how did Taiwan manage to outpace expectations and become one of the most developed nations on Earth, even surpassing its powerful neighbor China? To understand this tiny nation's meteoric ascent, we must take a dive into history. In the 1950s, Taiwan stood at a crossroads grappling with the aftermath of World War II and the Chinese Civil War. The nationalist government led by Chiang Kai-shek withdrew to the island after losing the mainland to the communists. Economically disadvantaged and facing the constant threat of military conflict with China, Taiwan's focus on building a strong military diverted resources away from critical development sectors. The 1960s marked a turning point. Realizing the limitations of a purely military-focused approach, the government initiated strategic shifts, including the 10 major construction projects aimed at modernizing infrastructure. Recognizing the deficiency in key utilities such as highways, seaports, airports, and power plants, the government embarked on a strategic plan. Proposed by Premier Chiang Ching-kuo, the projects officially commenced in 1974 with a targeted completion date of 1979. The undertaking encompassed 6 transportation projects, 3 industrial projects, and 1 power plant construction project. The collective cost of these exceeded 300 billion new Taiwanese dollars, reflecting a strong commitment to advancing Taiwan's infrastructure and economic landscape. At the same time, land reforms were implemented, redistributing land to tenant farmers, addressing social inequalities, and boosting agricultural productivity. Taiwan's successful agricultural exports such as rice and fruits laid the foundation for economic stability. Embracing an export-led growth strategy in the late 1960s, Taiwan focused on manufacturing and exports to drive economic expansion. Actively encouraging export-oriented industries, the nation became one of the Asian Tigers, a group of rapidly industrializing economies. But they didn't just stop here. Recognizing the pivotal role of education, Taiwan invested heavily in educational opportunities, fostering a skilled workforce and gaining a competitive advantage in the global marketplace. By the 1970s and 1980s, Taiwan experienced a technological leap, with the government supporting research and development initiatives. This led to the rise of high-tech industries, exemplified by companies like the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, a key player in the global semiconductor industry. Despite the Asian financial crisis in the late 1990s, Taiwan's prudent fiscal policies and structural reforms facilitated a swift recovery. In the 2000s, Taiwan continued to flourish as a global technology hub, with continued investment in research and development fostering innovation. The information and communication technology sector became a key driver of economic growth, contributing significantly to the country's GDP. Establishing science parks, research institutions, and a focus on higher education propelled Taiwan's technological advancements. Actively engaging in global trade, the nation became an essential player in the production and export of electronic components. Now, let's dive into the question of why Taiwan outshines China in terms of prosperity. While a straightforward comparison of their GDP might seem logical, the vast difference in their population sizes makes it impractical. Mainland China boasts a staggering 1.4 billion people, whereas Taiwan is home to a mere 23 million. To gauge individual prosperity more accurately, a per capita GDP comparison would be more appropriate. Despite China's population being 58 times larger than Taiwan, its GDP is only 10 times greater. This translates to every person in Taiwan being 6 times more productive on average compared to mainland China. Even after China's remarkable growth over the past 25 years, its per capita GDP still lags behind Taiwan. Taiwan's economy ranks at number 39 globally on a purchasing power parity basis, while China, poised to surpass the United States as the largest economy, holds a rank of 135. The standard of living in Taiwan significantly outpaces that of China. Taiwan boasts a mere 4% unemployment rate, whereas China struggles with around 15%. Additionally, many state-run Chinese companies operate at a loss, potentially exacerbating the unemployment issues if they were to shut down. Furthermore, China's property rights are not as robust as in Taiwan, making it more challenging for businesses to invest. This has also led to disputes and uncertainty among businesses and investors. Taiwanese citizens enjoy superior access to infrastructure and healthcare compared to their Chinese counterparts. Further disparities are evident in health metrics. China's infant mortality rate is 4 times higher than Taiwan's, and people in Taiwan tend to live 5 years longer than their Chinese counterparts. Moreover, on a per capita basis, Taiwan boasts 4 times more airports than China, highlighting stark differences in infrastructure. These statistics collectively shed light on the nuanced factors contributing to Taiwan's economic success relative to China. According to a study on the standard of living in Taiwan, the country consistently scores high in the Quality of Life Index, securing the 2nd position overall and ranking 5th globally, maintaining its regular presence in the top 10 over the years. In 2023, Taiwan particularly stands out as the undisputed leader in healthcare. A significant majority, over 9 in 10 respondents, expressed satisfaction with the affordability. 91% versus 62% globally, and availability 93% versus 71% globally of medical care in Taiwan. Furthermore, 3 in 5 respondents appreciated the quality of healthcare, surpassing the global average of 35%. Remarkably, only South Korea outperforms Taiwan in healthcare quality on a global scale. In addition to healthcare, expats appreciate the affordability and accessibility of public transportation. A noteworthy majority, over 9 in 10 respondents, expressed contentment with the opportunity to travel, versus 84% globally, and 93% agree that moving around on foot or by bicycle in Taiwan is easy and safe, surpassing the global average of 77%. In contrast to China, Taiwan boasts significantly lower levels of wealth inequality, as evident in the Gini Index, a globally recognized measure of inequality. Taiwan consistently hovers around 30 on this index, reflecting a comparatively lower level of inequality. In contrast, China's Gini Index has approached 50, surprisingly higher for a communist regime established to address societal inequality. Despite being founded with the aim of eradicating inequality, China, almost 5 decades later, grapples with more significant inequality than its capitalist counterpart. Approximately 10% of China's population lives below the poverty line, facing challenges in meeting basic needs. Conversely, only about 1% of Taiwan's population lives in poverty, showcasing a higher degree of economic self-sufficiency. Moreover, China struggles with widespread corruption, while Taiwan maintains a more favorable track record in this regard. Chinese citizens express limited freedom of speech and economic freedom, with China ranking only above 6 other countries in terms of freedom of speech. This lack of rights for citizens is a stark contrast to Taiwan's success, often viewed as a triumph of a capitalist economy over a socialist one. The Western media frequently utilizes Taiwan's success to diminish China's achievements, contributing to China's eagerness to annex the country. However, aggressive actions towards Taiwan could escalate into a full-blown war, preventing China from realizing its annexation aspirations. Furthermore, China and several East Asian nations, including South Korea and Japan, heavily rely on importing computer and electronic components from Taiwan. A blockade on Taiwan would consequently disrupt global supply chains, profoundly affecting industries dependent on Taiwanese electronics. The heightened attention on tensions between Taiwan and China is primarily due to the interconnectedness of global economies, with industries housed in these two nations. Taiwanese citizens are highly educated, and their government stands as one of the most democratic. Notably, the country's industries wield unprecedented global influence. A singular entity, Foxconn, is speculated to manufacture 30 to 40% of the world's consumer electronics, with a significant impact on iPhone production. Taiwan also plays a pivotal role in the global semiconductor industry, producing chips crucial for diverse technologies, including mobile phones, computers, and AI-powered weapons. With a 20% share of the total global capacity, Taiwan is a leading global semiconductor producer, with the largest company being Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company. Impressively, Taiwan holds 37% of the world's logic semiconductor production capacity and an astounding 92% of the world's advanced logic semiconductor production capacity. This dominance positions Taiwan as a crucial player in global trade for computers, electronics, and electrical equipment. Recognizing its strategic importance, Taiwan has secured protection agreements with powerful nations, ensuring the continuity of its high-tech exports. However, a shift is occurring as significant investments are made globally to establish new semiconductor manufacturing facilities, aiming to reduce global reliance on a single country vulnerable to geopolitical uncertainties. Simultaneously, a broader trend of reshoring and nearshoring manufacturing activities poses a potential threat to Taiwan's export-dependent economy. These changes could jeopardize both its economic stability and its key claim to international protection. While these challenges may not fully materialize, Taiwan must remain vigilant and prepared for potential shifts in the global economic landscape.